Stuff my face with bread, with breasts, with a shoulder of a friend, with a corner of a desk, with communion, with a yes, and I'll tell you.
Welcome to Pretty Much Experts. I'm Robert John. Here's Skyler.
Hey, everybody.
And we got Mike in the van in Vancouver, baby.
Coo City.
Doing good,
Coo
yep.
City Cook.
Coo City Cuck with his dick out.
I feel like
City Cuck, baby.
we're all
Bike
of
Thieves. Check out Bike Thieves.
Bike Thieves.
Always.
Bike Thieves. Yeah, great. They have an album coming out on Stomp Records this fall. Leaking? I think it's called Leaking.
Leakage.
I don't think it's called Leakage. I know I've said that before, but I think it's just called Leaking. Anyway, I have listened to it. I have listened to it.
Wow, must be
I
nice.
got tipped off. I got the old, like, keep this on the DL into your Dropbox kind of thing.
Out of 3
Well, if
stars,
anyone
what
should
is
know
it?
what it's called, it's you. But
I know, but it's not labeled. It's just like, take one of this, take, like, final. Like, it's real, like, rough.
What do you get? What
Oh, yeah,
would you
right.
rate it out of 3 stars?
Why would
3
you do that?
stars. Who rates anything out of 3 stars? It's either 5 or 10,
It's
bitch.
5 stars. It's really fucking
Yeah.
good. 3 stars.
I feel
3
like
stars. It's
what was
fucking
it?
3
Ma-
stars.
It's Mario,
What would you rate it out
Wayne,
of 2
and Kelly
stars?
Reed.
Somebody today, we were looking, we got to get a new furnace in our home, and fucking Kevin was looking at prices on, like, Reliance, and, like, one of the, their
Yeah.
average,
Yelp review.
average Yelp review was 1.5 stars. And
Oh, dude, I had a part to do with that for a
and I
couple years.
fucking was like, out of 3 stars? That's not
I
bad
mean, it better be.
Yeah. And it was out of 10, I
Yeah.
think. I can't remember. But
Reliance
like if
Home
you're-
Comfort, baby.
I feel like if you're going half stars, you're out of 5, yeah. I haven't heard good things about Reliance, so I'm not.
No, it's all, I worked for them for a couple years. It's all fucking, but not for them. It's all, subcontracted. So they have, like, dude, I was fucking bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. I didn't know fucking shit. You know what I mean?
Do
Yeah.
the, do
And
the
I'm in
jingle
there
first.
fucking, hey?
Do the jingle if you work there.
Reliance!
That's not it at all. Call
No.
on Reliance.
You gotta get a lower
Yeah,
octave.
okay.
Drive
I haven't
your
lived in
fucking
Ontario for
vehicle,
10
man.
years, dude.
Well, you work
Okay?
there.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, that's why it's all shit, because there's no one takes responsibility for any of their work. They're subcontractors, you know?
Right.
Someone has a business license, someone has a ticket, and they hire a bunch of fucking 20-year-olds who don't know jack shit about nothing to go and make them thousands of dollars every day.
Okay.
And you're in there wrenching on fucking gas piping and
Cutting
soldering
hoses.
shit that hopefully isn't going to burst in a week. You know what I mean? Cutting a hole. Drill. I got a fucking 100-pound hammer drill, and I'm drilling holes in the side of people's houses. You know? Getting bits stuck in their house, chipping shit with hammers, just banging on their house. You know what I mean? Cutting their joists and rafters and fucking... Just fucking their shit up, dude. None of it was the code.
No.
Code? What are you talking
No
about?
code.
I haven't been to school for this trade. What's a code?
I'm 20 years old. The only code I know is
Yeah.
stitches get stitches.
Fucking blood code.
Bitch, yeah. No life, full life, low life.
ABACABB, baby.
That's the only code.
That's the only code I know.
I was gonna say we're like 4 seconds into the show. I was gonna say this seconds ago, but I feel like this is gonna be a good one because we've been ranting and raving off air for a few minutes now. We got a good flow going.
I don't know, yeah. I think I've lost
don't
it.
even-
I want to
Oh,
circle
we're
back
talking
real quick to
about-
something that I brought up last week. I'm gonna take ownership of.
I don't even remember.
I actually
10
already
minutes
forgot
ago.
what I was just about to say. Oh, we were talking about
Marijuana affects the memory.
Marijuana affects the memory. We were talking about when Black Panther died and rest in power and blah blah blah,
Yeah.
and people being really
Those
upset about it
cucks.
emotionally, and they're all cucks.
Yeah.
But you don't know that guy. Sorry, Avengers 3 is gonna have a new Black Panther. Like that doesn't actually affect your life. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But I was at this like job site the other day with these like fucking losers. Okay, like if any of them are listening to this show, I got some stories. But
Did you bang
Door.
wire?
no, I should bang wire this. I'm gonna bang wire tomorrow. So
Yeah, I want to hear
this
it.
one kid, I'm calling him a kid, but he's like 38 years old. He's just a dork. We're sitting there having our little sandwiches
Sweet
for
little
lunch.
guy.
Yeah.
He's got his bologna and cheese like a kid.
Okay, so before I get into this story that makes him a cuck, I'll tell the other story that also makes him a fucking cuck. So I, like, introduce myself, like, hey, my name's RJ, like, what's up? And I don't want to say his name because, like, who knows? But he gave me his stage name. We'll say, in quotes, his stage name is Ditzy. I'm like, hey, I'm Ditzy.
Oh, my God.
I was like, Ditzy? He's like, it's my stage name. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, but what's your moving furniture name, bud?
This isn't the furniture job. This is
What you put on the resume?
But he's like, it's my stage name. I'm like, okay. Well, are you performing today, Ditzy? Like, what is your name?
What are you doing here?
Are you I didn't realize we were in for a show. Like, I thought I was
I
working.
don't see any instruments, Ditzy.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, yeah, well, other people call me Wilson, like Whiskey Wilson. I should have said that. And I was like, okay. And he's like, well, that's my other stage name. And I'm like, right away, like our first interaction, I'm like, tell me your fucking name. I'm not calling you Ditzy. I'm not calling you Witsy. I'm not calling you Dopey. I'm not doing any of these names.
Yeah. You want to be one of the 7 dwarves in your own time? That's fine.
Yeah.
Like, do you think the Undertaker, like, goes to rent a car and tells him, like, my name is the Undertaker, I hope you rest in peace?
Yeah, he does for sure, actually. Yeah.
The guy has a fucking name.
What's your address? Death Valley.
Death Valley 911. Like, no. Like, what is your fucking name, Ditzy?
Smart.
So right off the bat, like, Ditsky's dead to me. And then at lunch, he's going on about, like, he has this mythos in life. Like, I just don't set my sights on anything, and then I can never be disappointed. Like, my bar is so low that anything happens is a win in my book. And I'm, like, sitting there, I'm, like, eating, I'm like, okay. And I just, like, felt like I had to rebut. I'm like, you know, dude, like, I get that. Like, when I was a teenager, I was big on the, like, fuck everything, anarchy, like, whatever happens lifestyle.
Been there.
But then when I started, like, we had a mutual work companion that said hilarious things like, yeah, baby, every 3 seconds. And he kind of, like, we were talking one day, and he was really, like, as fucking weird as he was, he, like, put me on this path where he's like, yeah, it's really easy to be, like, a nihilist and not care so that you're never disappointed. But until you care about things and try, like, you'll never really know a successful, like, feeling. You'll never know accomplishment.
You'll never be happy.
You'll never be happy. You'll just be not sad. And I kind of said that to the guy. I'm like, you know, like, I just, like, I get what you mean. Like, yeah, you'll never be sad, but you're also not ever going to feel accomplishment. Like, if you don't really try, you'll never know what it feels like to get something. And this other dude pipes in. He's like, yeah, but sometimes when you put your hopes up for something and it's not as good as you want, like, it's real disappointing. And I was like, yeah, that's true. What's your point?
Being alive.
Good point. What's your point? And he's like, so, like, when a new album comes out, like, and you get all excited for it and then it doesn't live up to it, what happens? And I was like, well, honestly, like, there's not often that, like, I look forward to albums. Like, I'm not a 12-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Like, I have bands that I like Rancid, Ride or Die, that have a catalog of songs that I love. If they put out a new album or never put out a new album, it really doesn't affect my life. I would like them to. But if they announced a new album's coming out in November, like, I'm not counting down till November. It's like, I still have every other song.
You're not a 12-year-old girl.
I'm not a 12-year-old. Like, I'm like, so I'm telling you, it's like, yeah, I just don't really, like, look forward to new albums.
Dude, this reeks
like,
of the Priv. This reeks of the Priv so bad.
And it's like, and I said to him, like, there's so many bands that exist that I haven't heard that I can listen to that for the first time and really, like, oh, wow, like, I really got into the Dead Milkmen lately. Like, that's a thing. It's like, I know who that band is, but I've been listening to them more and more, and I'm, like, really feeling it. And then this is it. This is what I wanted to build to this whole time, the nail in the coffin of the cuckness.
He's already a cuck.
He's like, well, what about earlier this summer when Tool's new album came out?
Jesus. You are a fucking tool, buddy.
And I just never listened to a single Tool album. That's I don't.
I mean, whatever. Like your shit.
Like
but
your Tool, whatever. But
are you telling me you don't know how to navigate life to the extreme that when an album drops and you don't like it and you go into a depressing coma for 3 weeks, you're questioning suicide? You don't know how to react in just life in general.
Projecting.
Like a movie can come out back to Wakanda
Wait, so
Forever.
is this two people? This is two people.
This is two guys that they're really
So there's
good
the one
friends.
guy. There's the one guy, Ditzy, and his theory is be a nihilist. Like I said, get it. We are all young at one point. Fuck
and I'm
the
not
world.
telling
fuck
you
everything.
my fucking name.
And there's Ditzy, and then there's the other guy who's
His friend.
saying, when the album comes out and I get disappointed, what do I do, mother? He sounds like you work with a bunch of fucking idiots.
It has not been a good week.
Oh, this is the new gig. This is the new gig.
Yeah. The new gig.
Oh.
There's some cool people there.
I didn't want to have to say it, but I'm gonna say it
Yeah.
because no one's listening anyways. Bunch of art fags.
That's an element to
That's
it.
what they sound like.
Mhm.
That's what they sound like.
There's an element
Privilege.
to that.
There's a stink about it. That's for sure.
There's
There's
an
a
AF
stink
stink.
for
AF stink.
Yeah, there's an AF stink for sure.
But yeah, this fucking AF number 2, just when Black Panther 2 comes out now and there's a different guy, I'm gonna be sad. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get a life.
Get a life.
And
bud.
It's there's 2.5 hours of this. You're either gonna be sad for 2.5 hours or you're gonna get over it.
Oh,
I don't think I could go to work and actively talk with these kinds of people. You know
What
what I
if
mean?
you
These
went
would be
to
the
work-
people I avoid.
Let's role play. You go to work, new guy on the crew, and he tells you his name's Ditzy. It's his stage name. How do you handle that?
That's enough. That's all I say. That's enough. I got it. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, I've
I'd
worked
probably
in some
make him
industries
repeat
that
it.
are
Sorry,
I've
what?
worked in some I've worked in some industries that are brooding in a degree. They're male dominated, they're fucking
Yeah.
heavy, dirty, fucking rough dudes, right? And you kind of have to have that demeanor. You don't have to be rough and dirty and heavy when you walk in a room, but it's you kind of just have to be
You have to pretend
basic.
Like you are.
At the jumping off point, just basic, Morning, fellas. How you doing? Right on,
How
Yeah.
did
Until
have
you
your
get to know
raisin
people.
bagel?
No one's going to introduce himself as Ditzy in that situation. Because they're going to get laughed out of the fucking office or laughed out of the yard. They're not going to make it more than a week walking into a real work site calling themselves Ditzy.
Yeah.
I want to see I want to see your identification. If your name's Ditzy, I want to see it written down on some government ID. No, honestly, if I was new to a work site
One word,
and I
yeah.
walked in and said morning fellas and oh I'm Mike, and someone's oh I'm Ditzy, I'd be excuse me? My name's Ditzy. I was that's your name, Ditzy? Oh, I've never heard that.
No.
And then I'd leave it at that.
Yeah.
And then if it came around full circle later in the day, later in the week, that's just his stage name.
Yeah.
Well, then that'd probably push a little bit at lunch and shit,
Yeah. Is Ditzy,
Is
is Ditzy your surname or is that is that your God-given
yeah,
name?
Did you borrow that from your mom, you fucking cuck bitch?
Is that your mom's maiden name?
I mean, I think I'd play it cool. On the job is different. I mean, granted, I don't know what your fear is of getting fired at this job that you're currently in.
It's not-
But you can't really you can't go full hard on a guy.
And also, I don't care enough to
No.
This is me
It's just
being
fun.
a little older, and
Yeah.
making him feel bad to his face for being called Ditzy. I don't get any
That's
joy
enough.
out of that.
That's enough, though. That's
I
enough.
might have when I was younger
most.
enjoyed a good backhanded compliment. I used to do that kind of shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
And I
If we
I
were
was a
all
bit of
in
a
that
bully
room,
at
if we
different
were all in that
jobs.
room when he introduced himself, it would have been a different story.
Yeah, but
When
me
you get
just
a
on my
group
own,
of
it's
your-
okay. I'm just
Yeah.
okay, dude. You just signed your death warrant. It's
Like-
we're not gonna ever talk again.
No.
It's not. I'm not gonna make fun
I
of
just
you,
can't
but
take you seriously.
I'm
yeah.
gonna sit silently beside you for the rest of the day. I'm not even gonna ask you anything.
And not only
Nothing
that,
you
but so-
say means anything ever again.
Yeah,
once you
it's
introduce
okay.
yourself as
That's
Ditzy.
cool. You can have that, Ditzy.
I just
Yeah.
know a ditz. is like just like
Okay, well, the name isn't actually Ditzy. I tried to make up one. It
Okay,
sounds
yeah.
incredibly similar.
okay.
Not to blow
I
up
don't
his
even-
spot, but
yeah.
I kind of did anyway.
I want
With
to
the
know what it
second-
is, and I'm gonna ask you after the show.
I will
Yeah,
tell
that's
you.
fine. That's fine. But okay, yeah, that's fair. It's just stupid. It's disappointing. Why don't you just use your?
I mean, it's an
birth name?
identity
Why?
crisis. It's
Yeah,
identity
and-
crisis disguised in like some fucking vain, fucking art fag shit. Like I said, you know what I mean? It's like this identity crisis bullshit that everyone's dealing with. We talked about it before we went on air. We talked about it last week. People who care about sports and entertainment and like, you know, and make it their identity. This is what they broadcast in the world. I'm a diehard fan, and I shop at Walmart for all of my Avengers gear. It's like, you're a fucking cuck bitch. You know? It's okay to like whatever the fuck
You
you,
can
want to
like
like,
shit,
but to
but the
broadcast and
fan-
identify with
Don't
it.
talk about it. To me,
The line is like,
When it's lame and boring, it's like,
okay,
off.
you like the Green Lantern, and then like the next step is like, I got a little bit of Green Lantern merch, like I got one of those Funko Pop heads of Green Lantern, but then when it becomes every other superhero sucks, like fuck the Flash. Like Green Lantern, baby. Like,
Flash
you're
is a
insane
cunt,
that
is there
sounds.
any like elitist elements
Insane.
in the
probably
superfan
Oh,
world?
for sure.
Fuck the Flash.
No, Aquaman. Is
Aquaman.
Aquaman is like the bottom of the barrel.
Oh, yeah.
I remember there
Oh,
was
yeah,
like,
for sure.
You know there's some ride or die Aquamen?
oh yeah,
Oh, yeah. Like,
Oh,
people
yeah,
love
and they all
Paul.
live with their mother.
yeah, yeah.
But I think that like analogy like holds true for the other things. So like you can watch hockey, you can like the Leafs,
Yeah,
but
for
if
sure.
every other team
do
sucks
whatever you want.
except the Leafs,
Yeah,
it's like you
go
got a
fuck
problem.
yourself.
They're objectively not the best team. What are you talking about?
Not even a little bit.
Like what are you talking about? Like
Yeah.
I'm a Ducks man through and through. Anaheim or die.
Yeah.
Listen, I get if you're really into hockey and you want to wear like shit with hockey sticks and skates and pucks on it. I'm way more into that as your identity than being the Ducks or the Coyotes. You know what I
Coyotes.
mean? Like if you, I'd
This is
rather
your
you just
country.
be super gay for fucking hockey than for a team, right?
Yeah, that's how
As
I'm
an
a fan of
identity
hockey.
thing.
I'm a fan of
As an
hockey.
identity.
I
Yeah.
like the Leafs, but it's like I'm also aware that they're garbage. Like,
St. Louis won.
yeah, St. Louis.
No, where did St. Louis?
I think you're saying St. Louis wrong. Yeah.
St. Louis, and named after a genre of music. Subjectively, a much better
Named
team.
after chocolate moon pies.
What would you rather?
Joe
Who
Louis.
would you rather play on, the fucking St. Louis Blues or the Utah Jazz?
What's jazz? Isn't that basketball?
Yeah.
Yeah, then just like on
Genres of music.
genre music. Like
I guess St. Louis because they are the winners.
that's true.
They are a winner.
Utah's never won shit.
No.
I don't know for sure. I just don't.
Yeah, I really don't know for sure. I don't think they've
I
ever won
really
shit
don't
though.
know.
There's no
They
jazz.
could have won yesterday. I wouldn't have heard about it.
There's no jazz in Utah either.
Where are they
Fucking
from? New
Mormons.
Orleans, right?
I think
Yeah,
so,
they used to be. Yeah.
The New Orleans Jazz. That's
Yeah.
a basketball joke. When New Orleans moved to Utah, where jazz is illegal.
Yeah.
It's only a basketball joke.
Minnesota Lakers moved to L.A. where there are no
There
Where
are
lakes.
there's no lakes.
And
Yeah.
the New Orleans Jazz moved to Utah where there is no jazz.
There is no jazz.
Where they don't allow it.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Yeah, sports cucks.
Sports cucks. We were talking about action movies before we went live, and like I'll throw down a Fast and the Furious, a Marvel,
Mhm.
not so much a Warner Brothers DC attempt at a movie,
Yeah.
but like I like those movies for like the 90 minutes they're on, but I'm not looking forward to the next Fast and the Furious movie. If one comes out, I will watch it, but I'm not like following
If it's
Fast
on.
and the Furious news Reddit.
no.
Like I don't
I
need
don't
to
need my
know.
daily updates.
I do
on
not
Fast
need
and
updates
Furious.
on like what kind of car Vin's gonna be like repping. Like
Oh yeah.
they got to deal with Chrysler this time and not be like I don't. No, I don't care.
What car is Vin gonna live his life a quarter
Yeah.
mile at a
Yeah.
time in? I need to know.
But that led us to the discussion, also all off air, that we're going to try and come back around to. We're saying that, like, 90s action movies were so sick, and it was just that's a genre, that's an ongoing thing. And now it's kind of gone to, like, there might be 1 or 2 action movies a year, and they're the exact same movie.
Yeah, because
It's because of mass consumption.
Yeah.
People don't appreciate anything these days. Nothing's made to the same quality. Like, there's definitely some cinema and whatever, goods and services that are the same quality as they were 30, 40 years ago. But it's like what people care about now and their attention spans and what they're focused on. You know, it's like they fucking... If we never see another action movie again, it's like, okay, I guess, that's what the world's doing now.
Yeah.
See, but
no one gives a shit about cool action movies.
I think...
But, like, when Die Hard came out, like, it was a big deal. It's Christmas. It's fucking, like, I don't remember it, but it's like, this is, the thing that everyone's stoked about because there's nothing else going on.
Like, was Die Hard big when it came out, or was it just, like,
I don't know.
big afterwards,
I think it got big afterwards.
I guess there were, like, sequels.
Or Speed with Keanu.
Yeah, like, that was a terrible movie,
But everybody was into
it,
yeah.
But there was hype. There was hype for it, and everyone cared.
Yeah.
I'm sure McDonald's had a toy about it.
Possibly, yeah.
Probably.
But I feel like people these days just, like, I don't know, especially, like, with the Marvel...
Consumption. We're all too fucking
But I feel like with
consumption.
The Marvel stuff, and it's, like, Lord of the Rings, and, like, people are into that fucking, like... It's, like, a story. Like, I know when I was always in... Like, I'm still kind of into comics, and I was always into the characters more than I was the, like... theatrics of everything. Like I really dig on Spider-Man. Like, he's my favorite. Like, he's cool, and Batman. Like, I read those comics.
Don't go too far into it.
No, okay, yeah.
Green Lantern.
Squirrel Girl. I really enjoy her and her babysitting capabilities. But like, that's what I always was into. So it's like, that's what draws me to those movies. It's like, if you could give me, like, 20 consecutive Die Hard movies where John McClane is cool as fuck, like, I would watch them.
Yeah.
We're gonna watch them.
But, like, you haven't. So...
Fair enough.
What? Like, same with Terminator,
Exception
right?
proves the rule, though. Exception proves the rule.
For sure.
The latest Rocky movies fucking rule.
I haven't seen them.
I never saw them.
Creed 1 and 2 are so good. Both.
Yeah.
Both.
I've heard that they're good.
But it's like Rocky 5 sucked.
Because there was another new one.
And Rocky 6 sucked.
Adrian's Revenge.
Adrian's Revenge. I think it was just called Balboa. But, like, Rocky 6 sucked.
Yeah.
But then give it a few years. Creed 1 and 2, bang, bang.
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan, bang, bang.
I like the idea of them. I'll give
they
you
were
that.
all good.
You know what the B stands for? Bang.
Bang. I'm back. I just thought because, like, Michael Jordan A was taken.
Yeah, for sure. You've made that joke on this show before, too.
And I'll do it every time.
Every time we bring it up.
If you get a fucking lava min, Mike, I'll get a knock him out. Touch them all, Joe.
It's just going back to my fucking, like, cynical thoughts. It's just like consumption. Like, I'm just as happy as anyone else to binge F is for Family when it comes out, the week it comes out, or any of these awesome Netflix show. I'll watch 5 in a row, like everybody.
Yeah.
But we don't need to be doing that. And we don't need to be skipping along like 4 Avengers movies every year. We don't need that. We don't need a million cars made by Ford and a million... We don't need all this shit, man.
What do we need,
It's
brother?
like there's no time for everything.
What do we need,
though?
I think he's talking about him.
I need to slow it the fuck down, yeah. Dude, if I didn't smoke weed, I would just be on a fucking murderous rampage at any given moment, at the drop of a hat.
Would you be willing to turn a bulldozer into a tank?
I think I would, bud. I think I could. I think
you?
I have it in me, honestly. Like I don't want to be a poser and do it now, but like if
you changed it, like, if you did it on a snowmobile or something,
dude, a van.
Something
Are you
younger.
kidding me? What a snowmobile?
It would have to be a van.
It would have to be a van, you fucking.
It would have to be 3 vans welded together.
All, it's called the Snow Machine. You piece of shit. That should have been on the
piece of shit.
On the Canadian sports fucking top 20. The invention of the snow machine.
Snow machine.
What's that guy that jumps him on his like
Tommy Tomcat? That guy?
No.
Travis Pastrana sandwich.
The Canadian guy that says "Gonna send it."
Oh, fucking like wasn't
Larry
Larry.
Ticer.
No, that was like
Larry.
Larry
Yeah.
Ticer.
Yeah.
That's a Canadian moment.
Randy?
There you go.
Larry.
When he jumped over all the shit.
Yeah, he jumped over a school bus on a snow machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, where is that on your fucking list?
That should have been top 5 for sure.
Top 5.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't really remember too much of this movie, but we all watched
Okay,
some
so yeah,
shit
so
over
people
the-
at home.
sometime over the last
The
month.
topic this week is Tread, that movie on Netflix. about
Mike's biopic.
Mike's biopic about this dude that gets fucked over by the township so much he turns a bulldozer into a tank and just runs
Dude.
into some buildings.
Listen, before they start talking about maybe he has some mental condition, I was like, I understand this guy. I fully empathize, right? I was like, the dude's getting squeezed out, and he was playing nice. He thought he was playing nice to everybody, right?
Yeah.
Like, he seemed to just keep getting fucked and fucked and fucked by permitting and property purchases and his fucked up neighbors and shit.
Sewage
But
line.
then, maybe you find out later on, before he actually starts killing people and during and after he kills people, that he might have had a mental condition.
Did he kill people?
You know?
I don't think he killed anybody.
Yeah, I
I
think
don't
he was
know.
just a nice guy. He
No,
just
I-
fucked up like some stores.
That maybe I should have done a little bit more research, but yeah, I thought
I don't
he
know
just
if he killed
destroyed a
anybody.
bunch of property.
Yeah.
I don't think
I
people
think
saw
that-
him
yeah.
coming. Like
Harmless
Dude, he wasn't.
Yeah.
He wasn't moving fast. That's for sure.
That's for sure. It's like a fucking identity
Yeah.
theft or like punching someone in the dark. You know, it's like
Yeah.
victimless crime.
Victimless crime.
Punching someone in the dark.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who fucking knows? But yeah, that's what I thought was kind of cool about it. It was like I enjoyed that it was like he was like, I'm gonna fuck some shit up. I'm not just gonna take a gun into a school or into a post
No.
office or a mall. Like I'm just like
He wanted them to feel it where he felt it.
Yeah,
And that's like,
he
you
was
destroyed
totally
my livelihood and my
commendable.
property.
yeah, like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
It's like
It
a
was,
modern day
dude, I
Batman.
empathize.
Yeah,
Oh,
fuck
yeah.
yeah.
For sure.
Modern
But-
Green Lantern.
I also feel like he was he made it all up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he might have made it all up in
I
his
feel
head.
like it was
Yeah.
completely one-sided and him just not
Yeah.
Like, it's funny because when this was on,
Like
we were like,
schizophrenic
oh,
or
this is
something.
definitely Mike, in the way that Mike just gets an opinion and then everything reinforces that opinion, even if it has anything to do with the opinion.
Yeah.
You don't act like that? Come I mean, like,
How do you form opinion?
How do you
what
form
you're
opinions?
saying is totally normal.
You
by the way.
newspaper reading cuck, how do you know?
I bet you wipe your ass back to front, you fucking cunt.
So,
But right,
anyway,
like I totally felt it too.
I'm with, that's
I
why
totally
it
felt
brings me
that
so
guy.
much joy that you are absolutely 100% on this guy did nothing wrong.
If I needed to bulldoze a town because they wronged me, I would. I would. That's where I stand with it, you know? But if I'm also hearing my dead mother's fucking voice or whatever, like if I'm hearing, voices in my head, then I mean, go
Maybe
get yourself
not.
some goddamn help, okay?
And, like, everything that happened to him that didn't, like, slowly prevent his plan, he took as a sign from, like, God.
Yeah. He had,
It's
a
like the
moment in his
elevator
hot
door
tub.
opened on the 3rd floor, and that's exactly where I was supposed to get off.
Yeah.
You know what? Here's a twist. Maybe this is propaganda by all these townspeople. And they made this whole movie. Like, oh yeah, he had all these commendable fucking reasons for but here's the twist. He was actually a schizophrenic.
So,
They
the-
bait you the whole time.
The
right?
here's the twist is the audio file he recorded himself and left in the tank.
Which is
He
the
bang
best.
wired himself.
Yeah.
Bang wired himself rambling like an idiot.
I think I fucking can only
Trying to
hope,
justify it though.
only hope and pray that from this moment forward, people will watch this documentary and think and have the know-how to be like, when I'm gonna take a gun into a school and shoot everybody, I'm gonna record my last 24 hours, all my thoughts.
Dude, you have to.
My
You have to.
manifesto, because
Yeah, your manifesto.
I want to watch the Netflix series
Right.
that is just gonna
Yeah.
have your voice
that
narrated.
bought the rights from your
Yeah.
fucking dead or your living
From your
family.
dead family trying to pay
Next
the
of
fucking all the fucking
Yeah.
lawsuits because you are a piece of shit, right? But
Yeah.
like, I want that, so I love it. I commend this man for that.
For sure.
Like, thank you
For
so
sure.
much for where he was just like, yeah, I was sitting in the hot tub and just it was like, I need to kill, like I need to destroy all of these, like all
I
these
need to
homes.
kill.
I need to kill. Yeah, it's the only way. I gotta burn this place down.
And it's scary because like when you listen to those tapes too, it's like he just sounds so normal.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and he's talking about all
lot
this
of confidence
really
in
fucked
his
up
voice,
shit.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's...
He didn't
like,
sound manic or fucking like...
No,
you
you're
know.
right. It wasn't like your
Sometimes
bang
he was a
wire
little-
last couple
No.
weeks ago, right? Like, it was a lucid man.
Or like the way I talk now on this podcast just in general. You know?
Yeah.
Ranting and raving. Like, he had his wits about him. You know?
Kinda.
He wasn't out of his mind. Well, like they make... I don't know if, again, it's just the careful editing of this documentary or whatever, but they make it seem like they got everybody with this documentary. They bait you so good.
Oh, yeah.
Like, everyone's feeling for this guy, and then it's like, oh, no, actually, he's a crazy person.
But,
Shoot,
I mean,
go lay
like,
down.
in
Stop
his
chasing
mind,
your
though,
damn
like,
tail.
he totally, like, went full,
Go
like,
lay
Travis
down.
Bickle. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, he even
Yeah,
shaved
yeah.
his head. Like, they
Oh,
had
no.
that whole scene, like, the way it was done. It was like, this guy just fucking, like...
That could be all Hollywood,
he knew.
though. Who
no,
knows?
but I bet you, like, it's because they found him
Trimmings
bald.
at the
yeah,
house.
trimmings at the house, and that he was
Sure.
shaved.
That's a mess
he,
for him to clean up at the house.
He went full like Olympic swimmer and shaved his eyebrows and shit.
If you're gonna go out swinging, you might as well slick right down.
Yeah,
You know?
he's going like he knows that if he's
Could
in
be
that
the difference for
fucking
you
tank, it's
weaseling
gotta be
away.
light. Yeah, it's gotta be light. You can't be weighing it down.
The work he did was impressive on that tank.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
yeah.
yeah. No one's like
All the
saying
That's why
that
I-
it wasn't done poorly or
That's why I
executed
kind of
poorly
like
at all.
challenged you guys saying he had a bit of a mental health going on, because like that took like 2 years.
Well, he said he heard
Yeah.
God's voice.
All right, maybe it was God.
Yeah, that's...
Like
Mm-hmm.
he wasn't just in like a state for like 2 years.
You know what, though? If there's a God, I want it to be that voice in that moment.
Right.
That's the God I want.
Yeah.
Go fucking tell all these people how you actually feel, because they're not listening to you this way. You know?
Yeah.
Destroy
Use
the
your
school
voice
where all the
and
kids
your
play,
fucking
you know?
front end loader.
Yep.
You know,
Dude, that thing is so sick.
I
was
thought it was
sick.
pretty cool. It
Bulldozer.
was straight out of fucking
Oh
like
my God.
Grand Theft Auto. You know, like just
Dude,
you get the
it's
you
Mad
get the
Max
tank
to the
and
max.
Fuck up the town.
you get the tank and you turn the turret around
Yeah.
so you can shoot and go faster.
Yes.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah,
go
oh,
off the
yeah.
street more.
Just
Oh, yeah,
smash
you're
it
so
whatever
fucking
the
fast.
fuck you want. That's what this guy did, and you got to commend him for that. And like I said,
Yeah.
he didn't kill nobody.
No.
He just destroyed a bunch of property of people
Well,
that he
I'm not
thought
sure
fucking
about
fucked
that.
up.
I don't remember.
I don't think he killed
I don't
nobody.
think he did.
It didn't. They didn't say
I
anything
don't
about
know.
it.
Because one guy was like
Yeah.
giving out because his like he destroyed his personal home because he was a dick to him.
Yeah.
And then he's like, my mom was home within 3 hours of that attack. Like he could have killed that old lady. And it's like,
Yeah.
okay, so like his
That-
crime
those
is
two
almost
things are
doing a
unrelated.
crime.
Yeah.
Like fuck
No,
off.
no, those
He
are
could have
those are
killed him.
unrelated.
I hate when fucking people say that.
He could have
shit.
killed a ton of
This
people.
is just my own like
Oh, I
pet
got-
peeve.
I'm
where
gonna
it's-
follow that up,
Where it's
yeah.
just like my mother was in that house and we got her out safely, and then he destroyed it, and like she could have been in there, and she could. It could. It's like, but she didn't.
Yeah.
He got her out. It didn't happen.
Yeah.
Like you're.
Yeah. You were
you're-
panicked for half an hour.
You're building.
Now
Like,
everything's fine.
you can't fucking give this guy shit for something that he didn't
Yeah.
fucking do. Like
And they-
he destroyed your house. is
Those
what he
people
did.
tend to like they add that sympathy thing,
Yeah.
and then they double it down for no reason, and they'll say something like, "What if my mother was in that house? And what if my mother was in a wheelchair?
Yeah.
Then what?
And in the bathtub.
And then
Yeah.
what?
What if she was in the root
What if
cellar?
her whole wheelchair was in the bathtub with her? Then what? How's she getting out of that house?
And what?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What if she
that's
was
doubling down
practicing
hard.
swallowing swords, and when he crashed through the window?
And then what?
Yeah, then what? Then what would happen?
Fucking cucks.
What if she was lighting all the candles in the home over a gas stove that was broken? Then what?
Then what?
Then what?
Then what
Then
happens? The only thing though, like, and I said this when we watched it, and I will give the guy credit, right? Like, and he's
Oh, I give him a
ranting
lot
and
of credit. He was great.
raving. He was going on about how all these people cucked him, and then in this documentary that we watched, they were all kind of like nonchalant about like, oh yeah, we know who this guy was, like we knew who he was, like
Yeah.
he was this and that, but it was no big thing, like it was he blew it out of proportion, whatever kind of thing. like worked
Who
it up.
really knows, man?
He said they were all kind of like he worked it up in his head,
Yeah.
like it was nothing, blah blah
Yeah.
blah. But then like even in the account of like what happened, as soon as like the bulldozer like plowed into the concrete
The
thing,
first building.
the first building, they were just
Yeah.
like, it's totally
It's
Gus.
Dale. Yeah.
It's fucking Dale. Like, we know exactly that it's Dale. Yeah, as soon as it happened, it's Dale. And it's like, so okay,
dude-
like, it went from being like, you kind of barely didn't know who this guy
We
was.
definitely didn't fuck with him. I don't even know who that guy is. To like, oh yeah, it's
Yeah,
100%. It's that
That's
guy
what
we
I'm saying.
fucked with
This
all
is
the
like
time.
some propaganda movie
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
on.
It was definitely
Yeah.
that guy we constantly fucked with.
There was no old boys
Yeah.
club. We didn't meet at the fucking local diner. Like, we met at
Dude.
Jeff's house.
Yeah.
You know, we gotta talk some shit about it.
Everyone that was like a townie too of the good old boys, they all had like a lazy eye, a limp, bow-legged, bad
Oh, yeah.
hair.
Oh,
like
yeah.
none
Turkey
of them
neck,
were
yeah.
fucking
No,
prize pigs by any means.
Fuck.
They're all gross fucking old dudes, just like inbred in that town. I mean,
Just
I
running
fucking
town.
lived in a town like that. Like they
Smithers?
call it the Dutch Mafia. You know, the Dutch came to the town. Fucking all the Aboriginals got put into reserves, and fucking they did all that schooling shit and just treated them all like shit. And now they're still there, and they still run the town. They own all the property. They own all the buildings. They own all the businesses. You know, and man, maybe not all 75, 80% of them. They're all
Yeah.
still up there in the north. You
They're all
know,
Dutch.
Fuck
and they're
yeah.
doing this good old boy shit where like squeezing people out. Like it's happening modern day. Not to anyone I know. Like people are still comfortable and fine on their own land and shit, but it's definitely happening.
So
all
you're
over
gonna
the
build
world.
a
That's
but-
so fucked. I bet it smells like cabbage.
Where? Up north?
Yeah.
Fill your Dutch.
Yeah, it does. It's very cabbage-like.
Like
And
your
dude,
fucking
there's like
Dutch
fucking.
town.
It's a town of like 3,000 people, and I think there's like something like 28 churches or something.
Ugh.
Dude, it's like every block in the old part town's a church. The old part down, go out of town in any direction, there's 2-3 churches on the way. You know,
That's-
crazy old fucking Dutch town
Makes you
where they're
wanna
doing
puke.
this good old boy shit.
So what are you gonna do about it? You can
Well,
sit there in
nothing.
your
I'm
one
fucking-
van, not turn into a tank.
Yeah,
no,
dude, I'm
so you're not-
fine.
Like,
Dude, I'm in the worst of it here in fucking city.
All right, Mike.
Any city, man.
Dude, listen. You're in a safe space. No one's judging
Yeah.
you. No one's listening. No one gives
No.
a fuck about this conversation right now.
It's
Not
just
at all.
Brian and us.
Which one
Yeah.
of your vans are you going to convert into a death machine?
Oh, the big one, obviously, the biggest
Yeah.
one.
See, I
Yeah.
think you gotta
I want
combine
to be. I want to
them.
be able to stand up.
Ooh.
You gotta combine them.
Oh, B train,
Stack
the
'em.
vans.
Stack them.
No, you got to turn one around
Stack
and
'em.
attack them.
Then I'm top heavy.
Yeah.
top heavy.
You can
I'm-
drive from the
you know.
top and have a good view.
You got to go
No,
fucking.
you go
Requiem
ass
of
to ass.
Dream.
You got to go
Yeah.
ass to ass.
Requiem of a
Yeah.
Dream
Weld them
style.
up ass
Yeah.
to ass.
Ass to ass. That's what you got to do.
You know what I'd do?
What?
I would actually. I
Tell
would
me.
not do anything to these vans because they are beaut.
You get
I'd
new
go
ones.
take a school bus. I'd go get a school bus.
Yeah.
And go that route.
What else would you do?
I think I don't know. I think you got to
I
go.
get some tracks. Get some tracks on there.
Tracks seem to work
You know?
well.
I think the bulldozer is a good fucking route.
Oh, it's the base for sure. You have to have that.
That's
Because
so
that
much
thing's
power.
basically
Yeah.
indestructible as it is.
You can't
It's
drive
so
a
much
school
power.
bus through a building.
No, it
No,
would die.
They just have a regular
you
ass
And they're
need-
so
you need-
thin and flimsy.
you need
Like
a
if
bull.
they
Yeah,
someone
children,
hit
they don't have
you,
seatbelts. Those kids don't matter.
They're top heavy. Yeah.
There's so much. They're so high too for
Yeah.
like how high the seats are. Seems incredibly dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
Like you just go over bumps.
Yeah,
and
you're
you have
10
so
feet
much...
in the air.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're 10 feet in the air.
We all drove in them.
Well, you're already sitting 10 feet in the air, and you hit a bump, and you're 12 feet in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like
I was thinking of that.
it's all
the
that
other-
leverage because the wheelbase is so long.
Yeah.
That that leverage as soon as you hit it, it's like, woo.
Yeah, you're constantly bouncing around back there.
Yeah.
I feel like this guy had the best idea that you could have.
Oh, the bulldozers for
How
sure.
would,
Yeah.
the best.
how could we improve it though? It needed a better gun. Like I feel like the gun
I
that
would
was mounted
say a
only
fridge.
shot
Probably
Mini
like
forward.
fridge?
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi,
Mini fridge.
mini
Yeah.
fridge,
Yeah.
escape
Yeah.
hatch.
Escape hatch. Maybe a toilet.
No,
Toilet,
he
no.
was going down with it. Toilet for sure, because you never know.
Because you never know how long this is going.
Yeah,
on.
you might-
You might shit your pants when you're plowing into a gas station. You know,
I
you
guess
might
you
need
just
a toilet.
wear diapers at that point if you're going full.
I think
full
you just
psycho.
sit in it you're planning to die at this point.
That's
You're
what I
not
mean,
getting
right?
out of
like
this.
you just like
Yeah.
I just
You
be
don't-
shitting
you
on
just
myself,
sit in
I
it.
think. Yeah.
Yeah.
And fucking up property.
Fuck diapers, fuck pants, and everything. Just full nude in there.
Full nude. Yeah, that's also
Yeah.
yeah. You're right. Let's go naked.
You wanna, if you're gonna die in a bulldozer, you want to be full nude.
Yeah,
You know?
for sure.
I think he might have been.
He might have been.
He might have been. They
They
never
made it
said.
seem like it was sweaty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was swimmer smooth.
But dude, like,
so.
but like, kudos to the people trying to stop that thing, and kudos to his fabrication ability. Both worked really hard, man. Like those cops were just firing missiles at this fucking thing, you know, like,
Yeah.
Like
and,
the first
and the dude,
ones,
it held up. It held up.
the dude like threw like a big old pipe in the tire tracks.
that
And
was yeah.
Totally.
That seems like
Yeah.
an incredibly like vulnerable area. It just didn't happen
is,
to,
yeah.
and the guy didn't try again. He just walked away.
No.
It's like,
Well,
dude,
that's
keep-
how you change the tracks on those.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not
what
a pipe, but you can use a pipe. But there's a basically like a chalk that you put in there, and you roll over it, and it forces the track off, right?
Yeah.
So it's super smart. I just would have kept
Keep
doing that.
trying
It's the
it.
most
Yeah, he
vulnerable.
tried it like once.
Yeah.
It didn't work, and he ran away. It's like I think you're on the right.
Well,
that
it
just,
was firing guns and shit,
was
though.
firing
Like, it's
guns.
different
Yeah.
than, in real life,
Yeah.
when you're running up to a tank bulldozer, trying to dislodge its tracks, and it's firing guns at you.
Yeah.
I mean, how hard do you work at
Here
trying
we
to
are
stop that
sitting
thing?
in our fucking like bar chairs, like what fucking piece?
I would have just ran up.
keep
Dude.
trying.
Keep
It's like he's
trying.
shooting at you. Like,
Dude, that's when I load up the van and just leave town. You can have it, buddy.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
That's what
I'm not
insurance
fighting
is
that
for,
dude.
right? Like that was the other
Yeah.
thing that it's like there was like so many people that's like, this is my business, and like he destroyed it and blah blah blah, and it's just like, yeah, but like you have insurance
Yeah,
for that
that's
shit.
what
Like
that's
how do you
for.
not have like insurance to like
The
you're
states are weird
fine.
though. The states are weird. I don't know. Like you can drive a vehicle without insurance down in a lot of states. You don't have to have a registration or insurance. You go buy a vehicle, $500, drive it around until the cops get you.
Damn.
You own it. It's legal, but it's
Yeah.
not registered. It's not insured, and but you can. Who knows? What era was this? Was this the '90s? I don't even know
No,
when
it was
this
like
was.
the early 2000s. Whatever
who
the
knows
fuck
if
they
who
said
had
at the end, right, that it was like he did that, and then the next day
Oh.
Ronald Reagan died. So
Yeah.
I'm sure it would
No
be
one
easily
cared.
found.
Also, I don't think that would have affected like nobody
that
cared.
almost made the top 20
I know,
Canadian
they're like-
moments.
yeah, yeah.
Ronald Reagan
Ronald
died.
Reagan, yeah.
Yeah,
If he
it would have been
died-
above Jackie Robinson.
Oh, he'd
Fuck
definitely
yeah.
be above Jackie.
sure.
But he would have, he
Yeah.
would have died. Like if he died
guy.
like in Ottawa or some shit, it's like, oh, that's top 10.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just by fluke.
Fucking Ronald Reagan. Met a couple sports people. But I don't know. I'm on this guy's side. I'm on the side of like
I think he's good.
you get pushed and you push
Yeah, he's
and you
good.
can't take it anymore. You
I'm
like,
also on the side of.
It's no-
I don't think those guys really fucked with him that much for him to.
that too. I think they
That was
just
an
like,
overreact.
I think so.
Yeah.
Especially
Because like shit happened to him, but I don't
Sure
think it was
had to
all
be.
because of those guys. I think those guys did fuck
Yeah.
with him.
Yeah.
And they caused a few
Yeah.
issues. But then when unrelated
Sure.
things happen, you can't just blame those guys
yeah.
because of
Yeah.
the like City Hall and all them. It's like it might just be a completely different commission that has no idea. And it's like you're in this zone now, so it's now these tags. You can't blame everybody.
Oh, there's one thing. If one thing fucking makes me
Oh,
angry,
sure.
is the gripe here, is it's like when people like I love like my goal in life is to own some land,
Yeah.
right? Like that's what I want. But like if you went and bought some land, and then like 4 years into your owning said land,
Oh, you get a neighbor?
and
Stop saying it like that.
and then
I have to laugh about it.
somebody across the way buys their land and wants to build like a concrete factory.
They want to just build
Yeah.
a mirror store.
You don't get to be like, you can be upset,
Yeah.
but you don't have a say in
In
the
shutting
fucking
them
matter
down.
of
Right.
like,
Yeah, I don't think
I'll
so.
get fucking concrete all over my fucking bumpers from
Yeah.
my snow
My-
machines.
my
Like, what
good-
did he make?
yeah.
He made like fucking
made
bumpers for
custom
cars. Like,
And
yeah,
mufflers.
yeah, he did like custom welding and shit.
yeah, like and like honestly, like when it was over,
Yeah, it's not a bridal shop.
But
Like-
yeah, when the show was over,
Yeah, they're not making Fabergé eggs.
It's not like a Fabergé egg store.
It's not a clock store or nothing. They're getting the instruments.
No.
No, it's like, oh, there's some
Yeah.
fucking
What, you
dust
got
on this-
NASA
on
over
this
there?
muffler
What, are you
pile?
building a spaceship?
Yeah, this pile of mufflers and
This
tires.
is for NASA.
Yeah. I mean, silica dust is super dangerous and it will kill you. That is a concern from concrete. But at the same time, like, they have there's things in place.
Yeah.
There's set amount of pollution you can have.
They're not just
And
blowing
going to
shit
be
all over
exhaust.
every town in the world.
And it's like,
Yeah.
he,
Like,
again,
they
it's
regulate
like,
that shit.
He ran a metal shop in like an industrial area, and then they kind of rezoned it, and this another
Yeah.
like industrial building came in and produces this shit. I would understand if it was like an Aaron Brockovich situation where it's like, hey, like you open this plant and the whole fucking town is now dying
Yeah.
because of this concrete thing. But it's like, if
Yeah,
the
that's
dust
different,
is
yeah.
getting into your shop when you just like are a scrap metal person,
Yeah.
like, it
I
sucks
thought
for
the big
you, but
thing was
it's not.
unrelated to that.
But you know what I mean. But it's just like, it's not
Yeah,
a
for
fucking.
sure.
It's not like it's in the your kids going outside
You
to
know,
play
you-
baseball and breathing that shit
Yeah.
in. Like,
Yeah, they're in the
It's-
middle
you
of
can be
nowhere.
pissed
Yeah.
about it. You can be pissed about it, but it's not like you really get to have a say in that. You know,
No.
Move from the town, buddy. It
Yeah.
sucks. You
And-
pay. You worked your whole life for this property, but it's like, if it's that bad, then fucking leave.
and I think like too, what really cucked him, poor guy,
Mm.
was like when he bought that place, there was like no working toilets.
That's
yeah.
what I thought the big problem was. He
And-
needed to put a sewer in,
And they
Buddy
said that it
bought
would be
the
like
land or something.
$100,000 to like pipe from like the line to like his place. And he thought he
Yeah.
was getting like fucking honey
Fleeced.
dick
Yeah.
and shit.
Old
and,
boys club.
Yeah.
and he was
Tried
like,
to hold out.
I'm not paying that. Like, fuck it, we'll just shit in a bucket. Like, I don't care. Like, so he's operating this
Yeah.
place without like plumbing,
No.
which is pretty fucked up. Like, imagine working somewhere and there's no.
It's a
plumbing.
business, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's a
did when I
business,
was driving
right?
a fuel truck. There was no fucking.
So
there's no bathroom.
It's just weird to
no
me.
nothing.
Especially when it's just that like, yes, you got to spend money to make money.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and if you have to spend it to make this place operational, like you got to do it. He never did it, and then like his competitor that he thought already had a grudge against him buys the property across the street. That now it's like, if you want to pipe in, you got to go under me. And he it sounded like he was gonna let him do that.
Yeah.
Probably for like a bit of more money than he had to.
Yeah.
But it's like, this is, I don't know. I don't think that's completely unreasonable.
Mm-hmm.
The other
Like, it
okay, so the other
sucks, but-
side of it also was like this competitor that moved in that didn't let him pipe under him. And the thing is, like, it's not up to that guy to let him.
No.
It's like he has to pay his $100,000 to go under that building to the city, and that guy that owns the business can be like, yeah, but I need like 15 to 20 on top for damages, or I could just like let it happen and the city will fix it. Like, you're
Yeah.
kind of like paying a fee to inconvenience me.
Yeah.
And that guy wasn't willing to pay it. But it's like, it's not just like this guy's like, oh, here's a fee for no reason. It's like, yeah, because you tried to prevent this business from opening for like 8 years. You petitioned the whole town to like not let them in because it's too dusty. And then when they do open up and now you got to ask them for a favor, like you're upset that they said no. It's like, I don't...
Yo, that's an interesting take, because like, if you just spell it out, that's a lot of it, right? From an outside perspective,
I mean,
that's what happened.
he's not like...
Yeah.
without fault. They're not without fault, but just the way that this guy's perception is like everything's against me.
Mhm.
It was like, no, you mean that business that was just moving in and for no reason you tried to shut down, like just because
Yeah.
you didn't like it.
Sounds exactly.
And
it
then when
sounds like
they
not
were
that,
like not cool with you later, like you took that extra personal, like it's like, no, they had every
Yeah.
right to not be cool with you later.
But when you listen to him actually talk about
Yeah.
the situation and deal with it, like, he is, building it up to be something that maybe that's beyond what you're saying. Maybe it's, he's out of his mind and that's why this is happening. Like, you don't really get
Yeah.
the full scope of that. But like, when it's happening to him, it sounds a lot more tragic than
it's-
just like, oh, they were fucking with me and I fucked with them and now they're fucking with me again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm my issue with him is that like he feels like he's without blame, I feel like you can be with blame. Like, even if the story was I fuck with them, they fuck with me, and then I bulldoze their fucking plate, like, I would still like that guy.
Yeah.
I think that's still cool. Like, oh yeah, tit for tat, and then this was my tat.
This is where it's going.
But to just go, it was just tit, 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 poor me, I have to do this. It's like, you can be also...
Is that, I don't remember getting that impression. I just don't remember getting
I like that though. Like, we can go for tit for tat, but like, I can just completely fuck you up. And what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? I'll just go tit.
You're gonna go tits? I'm gonna go both tits.
Yeah.
buddy.
Tits out. Tat tat.
Tit for tit.
Yeah. We've been going tit for tat. I'm going tat tat tit right now, bitch.
Yeah, badge.
Yeah.
This is my land.
Yeah, my land. But fuck, I want me some land so bad.
I mean, yeah, so bad, dude. That's all I want in this
yeah.
fucking world.
Are you gonna, like, say acres or acreage?
No, I'm gonna say land.
Land.
Yeah.
15
This
land.
is
Like,
my land.
Yeah, like I'm gonna like reach into the ground and pick it up and ask people like, what do you see? And they're gonna be like, dirt. I'm gonna be like, no, it's land.
my
My
It's true.
land.
There's no rules on how deep you can go. It's
No.
your land.
I'm
It's
sure
mine.
there are deep rules.
I don't know. Talk to
Nope.
miners.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
I'm
seem
fucking
to go
striking oils in the hills, man.
Is that your plan?
black
I don't know, we'll
gold.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'll put up a derrick, get a derrick going, pumping day and night. You know.
What's a fucking derrick? Like one of those like the
Yeah,
hammer
one of those
things?
oil things. Yeah,
Oh,
little
fuck.
hammer
The
looking
drinking
things.
duck thing.
Do some fracking.
Oh, will you frack?
You're telling me there's rules against doing that on my land?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I gotta pay taxes. It's
Do
my
what I want.
land. Yeah.
I mean, it's sad though. Like, you get that land and you can't actually do any of the things that you want to do. You can't drill for oil. You can't build illegal shelters. You can't dig holes and make your own ponds and
Can't do
stuff. You
fracking.
can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't have a burn hole and stuff. You're gonna do all these things. You're gonna do it, but you can't do
You
it.
can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's laws
You
against
can't
it.
frack. You can't have a hole for all your used oils.
What if you
know
made
what I
like a
mean?
real high water slide? Like, no, you can't.
Or like a
Can't
little
do it.
mini ramp. Like
Treehouse? Treehouse
You
can't
gotta
do it.
ask permission.
2020
Is
can't
it
do
even
it.
your
You
land?
can't do any of it.
oh, it's
Yeah.
my
I
land.
don't think it is.
And then if you decide to fucking bulldoze a town, they're just gonna take it from you. Your family doesn't even get it. You
No.
know?
One thing that I really enjoyed though about this guy was like he was so again like thought out, like methodical. Like not only again he recorded
Yeah.
all this, so we got a great documentary.
Yeah.
But he also like liquidated like all of his assets and all of
Yeah.
his money,
But
so that
smartly.
when it came
Yeah.
back to like you
Paying it.
destroyed my land, I need
There's
rep-
nothing for you to.
I need money
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
There's
It's
nothing
like
left.
oh he's got nothing. Yeah, it's
He
like
slowly liquidated everything and
To, like,
gave
his
money to his
brothers and
family and,
shit, yeah.
built this fucking bought this fucking $50,000 bulldozer and spent
Yeah.
$50,000 building it. Yeah, like he was very smart about it.
yeah, that's so like so
like
cool
it's like
that-
how crazy was he really? You know?
That's what I'm
Oh,
saying. I don't think he was.
I think he was batshit, but yeah, like I don't know.
It's a 50-50. He obviously had some fucking like
I think he had
anger issues deep rooted and fucking
again
you know.
the 0 deaths, just property damage. I think this is like if you have like a problem with something in the world, like I feel like this is an effective way to like be like,
Dude,
"Wait, this needs to change."
It's noble. It's
Yeah,
noble.
it's
Yeah.
super noble. Like, oh, sorry, I destroyed your house
I
because
mean,
your mom might have
I
been
would
home.
say-
Suck my dick.
Exactly. I would say by accident he didn't kill anybody though.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
it
yeah,
wasn't
that's
like
by
he was
accident.
actively trying or not trying.
He wasn't
It wasn't
honking
like
the horn
pat him
first.
on the back for exactly.
Yeah.
Pat him on the back for not killing people. It's like he wasn't trying to not kill people.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
He
you're right.
did like almost run over a bunch
Take
of...
it or leave it, right? Like
Yeah.
you would have.
But he also probably wasn't trying to kill people either.
No.
You know, maybe.
Except for when he was
Maybe.
shooting at the people.
Yeah, and he was
Yeah,
shooting.
except for when he was shooting at people. Forgot about the cannon he had on.
Yeah,
his
that's,
fucking
yeah.
bulldozer.
He did have a pretty big gun on his.
shooting
But they, like,
at
tried to
cops.
pipe
But that was
bomb him
because
and
they
shit?
were trying to get on
You
his
know?
shit, right?
Yeah, he
like,
let
They were trying to pipe bomb him.
yeah, self-defense. Don't throw pipes in my treads.
Yeah, don't Irish car bomb me while I'm trying to take down your factory,
Yeah.
bud.
They're just trying to roll over the library like NBD.
Yeah,
No big deal, man. Who gives a fuck about books
Fucking
anyways?
library.
I got a fucking
Yeah.
purpose. What's your purpose?
All the town buildings have to go.
Yeah.
Libraries
You know, it would have been a great time to just destroy something for the fuck of it if you lived in that town. Take your own fucking front loader and go destroy something, and it gets kind of pushed into the pile with this guy's shit.
Yeah.
You know, no one even sees it happening on the other side of town. Take your fucking fuel tanker and go fill up at the gas station and drive home. You know, like you can get away with some shit while this
Yeah.
is going down.
For sure.
That's my first thought. If someone's bulldozing my town, in this small town, I'm going to go over here and do my illegal thing while that's happening.
Yeah.
I'm robbing the bank now, today. This is going down, I'm robbing the bank. Yeah.
That's fair. Like
That's fair. You
but
got to
it's-
be ready to go at a moment's
Yeah, I
notice.
think that's it. You got to have like a bag full of burglar. You know,
This is
stuff.
America, dude. We all got guns, right? We're
Yeah.
living in make-believe. That's
Yeah.
all you need is a gun, and we're all wearing masks now anyways, you know?
Okay.
I'm ready to go. If this is Wild West America.
Back to the old ways.
I mean, if I could have a gun in the van, I would, but it'd be dangerous.
Oh, I bet it. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need
It's
a
not a
gun.
good idea. I don't need it, but I'd have one if I could have one.
You would 100% shoot somebody for sniffing
Yeah, I
around your
would've.
generator
If-
or something.
If Canada had guns, I probably would have shot someone when I was a kid. I
Sure.
bet.
I'm talking
All that
about like
rage bubbling
next
up
week.
inside. I would have. Oh, I could shoot someone tomorrow. Sure.
Yeah.
You know,
Right?
You give
That's
me a
what I'm
gun.
saying.
I'm not saying I should have a gun, but I'm saying if I could have a gun, I would.
Well, you could get one. You know, like
No, you can in Canada.
Black market, baby.
black market. You can.
You
buy
definitely can't
guns.
have one in your van. You know.
What have we got? 3
Yeah, but I'm
vans
not
and
trying
no
to go
one's
to
in the
jail.
back one.
I'm not trying to
Yeah.
go to jail to have a gun. I don't
That's
want
fair.
to. I'm not doing 3 to 5.
I think you could have a
Right?
sweet little sawed-off shotgun that nobody knew about.
Oh, I would love to have one, but I'm not
Yeah.
doing 3 to 5 or 5 to 10 for any of that. You know.
Any to any.
Well,
Any.
Yeah.
4 to 6.
I'm not doing any to anybody. Okay? I'm saying if I could have a gun, I would,
Yeah.
but I can't, so I won't.
Yeah.
I can do any to any for a gun these days. My life's good, man. I got a fridge this summer. I got a skateboard and a bike going. I got
There
a
you
couple
go.
vans. Life's fucking good, dude.
There you go. Yeah, it's all you need in life. Purpose.
Yeah, I'm not trying to bulldoze nothing.
No, that's good.
Except
here.
for people in my motherfucking way. Yeah, if I'm on the sidewalk, get the fuck out of the way. That's
That's
for sure.
fair too. Get out like sidewalks
Skateboard
for
does not have
walking,
brakes.
not for fucking fancy
Yeah.
walking.
I'm coming out of fucking Tim Hortons bathrooms like Kramer, just throwing the door open. I
Boot
I own
kicking
this town. Using all the toilet paper here, bitch.
Sing the songs I want to sing.
Exactly.
Oh shit.
The hell are we talking about?
It's definitely time to wrap this
Yeah, I
fucker
think
up.
this is it. Yeah.
Thank you, Bike Thieves, for the intro and the outro. You guys are awesome. Get this podcast wherever you get podcasts and tell your friends about it. Spread the good word. I don't know. You guys?
I don't know.
Anything to anything.
I'm not doing anything to anything.
Good enough.
Listen sexual.
But
Ass to
Ass
hand.
to-
Thanks everybody for tuning in this week. We are pretty much experts. You can check us out on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and YouTube. While you're at it, go have a look at our Facebook page. You can ask an expert any time of day or night, whatever you like. And if you're into it, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. We want to hear from you, baby. Thanks again, everybody. Tune in next week. We are pretty much experts, and we love you, I guess.